Hakioi listeners, let's learn sumo. I'm Clayton. Welcome to the podcast. If you want to start from the beginning, these little short episodes will continue to be available so you don't miss anything. Don't forget to hit subscribe and join me at Let's Learn Sumo at Instagram or X Twitter. Sumo wrestlers, or rashiki, wear a special belt, a bit like a loincloth, but they are called a Mawashi. Now, it's especially made for sumo out of silk material by specialist makers, and it measures about 30 feet long, 9 metres for us in metric, and about 2 feet wide, which is about 0.6 of a metre, and it weighs about 5 kilograms, 8 to 10 pounds. Now, the Mawashi is folded and wrapped around the sumo about 4 or 5 times, usually as tight as they can stand. However, there's even tactics in how the Mawashi is tied for sumo, as some wrestlers leave it a little bit looser to prevent their opponent from getting good leverage on them. Some get the belt as tight as possible to prevent the opponent from getting their fingers under the belt. Now, during the belt, other rashiki may try to get a grip on the belt to help them throw the opponent using a nage or a throw technique, for example, uwatanage or shitatanage. Now, if the belt becomes loose during the bout, the referee or the gyoji can stop the match to get it retied. Now, this happened in July of 2023 in a bout between Ozeki Kirishima and Megashira Midorifuji. The bout was stopped in place, and the gyoji got the wrestlers to hold their position while he and one of the yobidashi, the sumo helpers, retied Kirishima's Mawashi belt. This was called a Mawashi mata. Now, you also might see little dangling stiff ropes at the front of the Mawashi belt. These are called sagari. Sagari are actually an evolution of the big embroidered apron worn at the beginning of each day as they perform the ring opening ceremony. Now, wrestlers used to actually fight in the apron, but eventually it was removed and evolved into these little stiff ropes we see on the belt front today. Lower rank rashiki train in a black Mawashi made of a cotton material, and higher rank sumo train in a canvas style material Mawashi, which is a canvas light colour. In tournament, a rashiki fights in a coloured silk Mawashi. The higher ranked sumo start the day entering the ceremony to drive away evil spirits, and what you see them wearing are those large aprons we talked about. They're called kesho Mawashi. Now, these fabulous embroidered aprons are handmade, usually supplied by a rashiki sponsor, and you'll see the designs that cover everything from sponsors, anime, prefectural city characters, even traditional Japanese scenes. Now, the Mawashi belt itself, the silk belt, 30 feet long, remember, can cost upwards of 8,000 Australian dollars, which is about maybe 6,000 US dollars. And similarly, the apron can cost about 10,000 Australian dollars, which would be about 7 or 8,000 US. Oh, and the Mawashi belt, they're never washed. The Mawashi belts, both their training and their tournament belts, are only cleaned using brushes and damp rags. They usually dry them in the sun. Now, this is to prevent washing away the experience that the Mawashi has gained over many tournaments. Now, they can be repaired and they get patched and they fade, but rarely are they replaced. It's a big moment to see a wrestler in a new coloured Mawashi. Apparently, they smell like the inside of an old gymnasium mat, which doesn't sound very pleasant. Anyway, look for your favourite coloured Mawashi at the next tournament, maybe Ura in his pink. Anyway, that's it for this episode. As always, leave me a comment. Join me at Twitter or Insta, Let's Learn Sumo, and I'll try and respond. Talk to you next time. Let's Learn Sumo. Hakioi, listeners.